I'm happy to greet you all and welcome to our webinar, Companial organized webinar for mostly business application partners, as we as Companial are focusing as a direct provider and a distributor and also technical ISV development center towards business applications, towards Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. We are going to talk today about an interesting topic about how to enrich your portfolio and how to profit of doing business with Dynamics 365 customer engagement, or also more traditional known as CRM applications. So we have quite an interesting agenda prepared for you, and also we, together with myself, there will be more people presenting. So a quick introduction to each of everyone. So we are going to hear more about also Microsoft Customer Experience Workload Strategy for the new fiscal year 24 from Michal Skowronski, who is the Customer Experience Business Application Lead for the SEMA region, so Central Europe, Middle East, and Africa. This is going to be an interesting introduction to give us a first glimpse what to expect, what's changing, what's not changing, what's interesting happening around the business applications for customer engagement apps. And so we would be all of us aware and understand what are the trends. Then we're going to have a second guest speaker as well. Marius Miežitis is joining us. He's a member of a management board at Digital Mind, as well as a solution architect, closely working together with us, Companial, and in a project which we are executing together. So you're going to hear more practical example how each of you as a partner could collaborate together with us, and what advantages and benefits of that collaboration you can gain moving forward as well by addressing any different workloads which you might not be covering or covering only lightly so far. And besides myself, you will also hear from my colleague Raimondas. He is Customer Engagement Apps and Power Platform Business Line Lead at Companial. So Raimondas will give a quick summary on how Companial is and what type of technical services we can offer to drive the business together and drive success of and digital transformation of end customers together with you as our partners. So this is that. Then we are going to move forward step by step, and as well, your participation is crucial. So therefore, if you'll have any questions, use the chat window ask any questions. We are going to address them either during the presentation or after the presentation, or after the presenter finishes his side. Then to begin with, I would also like to start with a small poll, if possible. So Augusta, please roll it out. We would like to understand a little bit better what type of partners and we have today on the call, and maybe please select which is your primary focus area when it comes to business applications. So I do see a lot of CRM as the primary focus, or have such type of a focus, or cover such domain. ERP is also there. So we have who has both. So it's good to see. Yeah, I was expecting that ERP side is going to be leading, but if we combine that with both an ERP side and CRM side, so okay. Nevertheless, for everyone, this is very relevant topic. So that's good. That gives us a great feeling, and also for us and for myself as a speaker and others, we'll try to focus towards that and make some emphasis depending and based on their responses. So thank you all for responding. That gives us a quite nice overview. With that, I'm passing word to Michal. Michal, please, stage is yours. Let us, curious to listen to you and hear more what is there for customer experience happening at Microsoft side. So with that, please take it over.
Yes, thank you very much, Germantas, and thank you very much for inviting me and welcome everyone here to this webinar. As Germantas already introduced me, my name is Michał Skowronski. I am leading customer experience business applications go-to-market for Central Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, which is, as Germantas already shared, the new region that we here as former CE operate in. For this session, I would like to spend around 15 minutes providing you with the updates around the product strategy, what narrative we decided to provide around traditional, the CRM business, but also marketing. I also mentioned a couple of updates in terms of the products, what's the direction, what you can expect, for example, in next month for the business applications launch, where the product is going. At the end, I'll also provide you with a little bit of the tools that you can use to actually start discussing the customer experience with your customers. So let's kick it off very shortly on the business, because post-pandemic, what we've been at Microsoft seeing, observing, and analyzing is actually this online economy is still here. So we are definitely aware that the customers are looking for improved customer experience and more personalization, not only for B2B, which CRM is traditionally targeted at, but also B2C business. So this is the post-pandemic result that e-commerce is still very strong, and at Microsoft we are trying to invest in both of these directions. However, uh, beginning of this calendar year, we've seen a huge revolution related to ChatGPT, to OpenAI, and this is where also as Microsoft, we decided to invest very heavily. So based on the statistics, KPIs that you see here, we learned that sellers spend definitely too much on the mundane, repetitive tasks, which maybe can be handled over to AI. And the same on the marketing side. Marketers who want to stay personalized, stay focused on the one-to-one conversation or micro segmentation, they need tools like AI really to be efficient and they work. So just to summarize that, what we see in the market, and this is not just us here, you can see quotes from McKinsey or from Accenture, other analysts, that this is also confirmed by the companies. And when you're actually talking to your customers, what I usually use is it a diagram. I'll share it maybe also as a package after this webinar, that the chance, the space between customers who actually invest in these tools and the ones that are a bit like laggard, that are waiting on what will happen with this AI. All right, it's actually the space between revenues is getting bigger and bigger. So that's the right time to start talking about customer experience with the customers, especially leveraging AI. The market is still there. The projection that we have for till FY26, this business around the world is worth $30 billion, and it's really growing. So the growth is estimated at 13%. So that's the business that the partners that here selected just ERP probably should also consider, especially take into account what Germantas will be talking in a few minutes about the licensing changes that we also provided. So it's a good moment not only to start these discussions with customers around customer experience, but also for the partners to really consider building this CRM unit in their companies. And for customers, as I said, the ROI is there, the payback, and this is not just our data. This is based on the recent Forrester Consulting survey that we created, and we are about also to refresh it very soon. Moving forward a little bit, just a little bit, because maybe this is not that much, interesting to you, but about the go-to-market strategy for FY24. You that do the business with Microsoft for some time, the concept of solution play. This is a set of products that we actually put together as a package, together with the narrative that is very much business oriented. We got about KPIs, personas that should be targeted, etc., etc. So here I will be focusing on accelerate revenue generation. This is mainly sales and marketing solution play. Here we have two main scenarios. One is sales acceleration. So this is pure CRM, and this is our key foundational scenario that we will begin with as Microsoft, but also we recommend to partners always to start with the scenario sales acceleration, which is core CRM narrative about providing this customer 360 view, about making sellers more effective, about making forecast more actual, and about actually providing the best tools for the sellers to make their quotas. Next scenario, next motion is actually CX journeys. This is a secondary, we call it like spoke scenario. Here we talk about our marketing suite that is also getting more and more mature. I'll share with you very soon the latest Gartner quadrant that actually proves that. This is usually the strategy where we either go together with CRM, so CRM plus marketing, or for very specific scenarios, we then treat CX journeys as a standalone. But usually it should be positioned as a combined solution, so CRM plus marketing. Speaking of the benefits that actually we see the customers can get from these two motions. On the left-hand side, you have this one that I started with, so sales acceleration. Here we talk about enabling sellers to close more deals, about meeting the customer needs and also be able to address that in a real time, but also make the sellers ready to sell earlier, onboard them more quicker, and also provide the capabilities to coach the sellers. So these are these new features apart from traditional CRM narrative that we still keep. When you look on the right-hand side of the slide, this is more around the marketing and customer insights, the new product that is called Customer Insights, but it's just a product name. Remember, behind this name, we have both. We have previous Dynamics 365 marketing and previous Customer Insights, and this is from the customer perspective. It's about better understanding the customers. It's about personalizing the messaging, and it's about actually making marketers more productive with AI capabilities. And speaking of these AI capabilities, I just wanted to provide you the update, especially this year, what we have invested in and where AI is actually helping our customers to achieve these KPIs that I mentioned on this slide. So first of all, starting with AI-enabled sales acceleration. So apart from the core CRM, where we have the 360 view, where we have a inventory of all interactions, all opportunities, leads, notes, emails, etc. So we are able to understand these customers. We now also have a co-pilot that is enabled for the seller that can help automate these mundane tasks like summarizing the meeting, like responding to basic initial questions from the customer about the offer, or even automate capturing data from the email. This is where Copilot is actually providing this additional value to the CRM that I believe is making CRM much more useful for the seller. I've been in this business for more than 10 years, and it was always an issue with adoption. Sellers considered CRM as a tool for their managers to see, how they perform, to maybe understand what the seller was doing the whole day. But now, with this AI assistant, I strongly believe that the sellers will start to see the value themselves. So when this assistant will summarize the meeting for them, when it will help them to understand where to focus with the scoring, and it will write the summary after the meeting for the seller, this is really the moment where the sellers will start understanding that that's the tool for them and will start using it. This is what we already see across the business, and I think that's a great opportunity for us also to come back to the discussions where maybe customers said, but CRM is too much for me. Maybe I have some opportunities in my ERP. I have pricing there. I don't need CRM. But now when you start discussing that, maybe summarizing meetings, maybe finding the leads that are hot, and maybe providing these additional hints to the seller is something that the customer would really be interested in. That's the moment where you can come back to your customers and say, now it's the moment to maybe revise your CRM strategy. And I think this is the moment, especially now today in FY24. Moving to the marketing part and customer insights, there is also a lot of capabilities that we enabled for Dynamics marketing. It's about, for example, providing dialogue with data. So marketers can now ask, not using SQL or any query language, but simply ask in natural language the segment that they are looking for, or even describe the campaign that they would like to launch, and then make it personalized very quickly. So apart from the previous and then already established capabilities of marketing, to create journeys, to take the leads from website or forums or social media, these new capabilities make the marketing even more and more interesting, especially in combination with the sales, where here the marketing and AI that is included can actually score and hand over much better quality leads to the sellers. So just to summarize very quickly, these innovations that are coming from infusing AI into business process, especially into customer experience product. This is about unleashing productivity of sellers. As I said, to hand over to this assistant robot the task like summarize me the meeting, summarize a long thread of emails, or provide me some real-time hints, on this competitor. So this is already something that we see with the early adopters, with the first customers of Sales Copilot, that this really works and helps sellers to focus what is most productive. Second part, act on the moment insight. So this is more related to marketing. Sellers, who want to act quickly, who want to understand their customers and prepare quickly the journey. This is where they can actually use even today the natural language to create the campaign. And this is also related to the last one, personalized experiences. So here with the AI-powered content creator that is part of our customer insights, you can also craft the content of the email that will be very much interacting with your brand narrative and also what should be included in the mailing. So these are great new features that are brought by Microsoft into customer experience portfolio that is traditionally CRM, sales and marketing. Moving forward, as I said, this is not just already confirmed by us internally that we are going the right way, but we also have the very fresh analyst diagrams that are coming around sales and marketing. So just to share with you, this is maybe the older one from Forrester. Forrester still did not release this year the CRM wave, but here already last year we've been, as you see, the leader, the far to the right. This is the core CRM solutions diagram. To the right-hand side, you see very fresh Salesforce automation and B2B marketing diagrams. B2B marketing is super fresh. It's actually from this week. And here you already see Microsoft actually scored the highest with ability to execute. We are still, a bit behind Salesforce and Adobe with regards to completeness of vision. But I think, with AI, this is where we are definitely getting soon. But in terms of ability to execute marketing and Microsoft, you see Gartner already scored us the highest. And the same with regards to Salesforce automation. Here we are again head-to-head with Salesforce, but taking into account, and US partners understand that taking into account the platform, the Power Apps, the Power BI, and all the strengths of Azure Cloud, and still, OpenAI being hosted in the same cloud, that's where we really shine and where you should not think anymore, about if you should invest to CRM, but rather, when to intensify that. Some links to the customers. We already see, the main three industries really accelerating, especially around manufacturing, retail, consumer goods, and FSI. Here, we have a very good case studies coming from the customers, but more and more collateral you can find from our partner website. It definitely, this presentation that I'm sharing, even more elaborated, you can take from the partner hub, but also more and more content, and then something that is coming that our team is working on. So definitely, I recommend you to check it out regularly, and get as much as excited as I am with the customer experience portfolio. With that, I will hand back the presentation to Germantas, who will provide you a little bit more about licensing. And one more thing that I wanted to finish with, and it's a bit maybe like Steve Jobs style, so something that is really key. You that are actually working with Business Central, from May, we have a very attractive offering for attach license that Germantas will talk about in a moment, that actually provides Business Central Premium attach that is giving access to Sales Enterprise, that is including these AI capabilities like Microsoft Sales Copilot for no additional charge. So this is really something that for $20 additional can give a huge additional value to the customer. But more details will be shared with Germantas. Thank you very much. And I'll just now go back to the chat and have a look. Maybe, Germantas, there is any question that I should take?
There's one specific question, which is related to the Copilot. And the question is about when the Copilot will be available in Norwegian language. So it's a little bit maybe outside, it's quite specific. So, but yeah, it's probably also quite practical question because it's not only Norwegian, but the same other languages support of Copilot is very much anticipated by the market, right?
Yes.
So how do you see that? Is there among the strategy just to expand across the languages basically?
Yeah, that's a very good question and quite common. So let me just take it because I think that's the question probably every one of you have. The Microsoft Sales Copilot, that is this component that is actually interacting directly with OpenAI algorithms. We have a very intensive release cycle. Actually, new capabilities are being enabled every month. And the same considers the languages. So just for you to imagine, we started that in March. So this was the moment where a Sales Copilot was made available. At that time, it was Viva Sales. It's half a year, and we now have 4 languages that this Copilot can speak. There is a roadmap. Unfortunately, I can't share, but I know that Norwegian is pretty high on this list to make it available in this language. And just to maybe to disclose a little bit more, it's higher than other Central European languages. So for Norwegian, actually, this is more positive. For the languages like Polish, Czech, or Baltic languages like Lithuanian, Latvian, it's a little bit further on the roadmap. But this is always based on the demand. So if you have customers that are very much interested, work with them, because we usually as Microsoft work on the demand base. So if there is a demand for specific language, if there is a customer that's really pushing to that, it's much easier than for us in the regional team to escalate and to move this language higher in the hierarchy. And I see also a comment from Sylvia regarding social posting. Yes, that's correct. It's still only in outbound marketing. But for the real-time marketing, I'm not sure specifically when it's gonna be there. Definitely in the upcoming release and the release for the April 2024, I know that the team is working intensively to make these both modules of marketing on par. So you should expect new capabilities to land now in October release 2023, and some of them have to be probably pushed to the next year. I'm not that close to the team, but if there is a specific use case, the customer that is looking for that, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I can contact the product group and then just get a confirmed answer.
Good. Thank you, Michal, so much for the overview on what's happening around the customer engagement applications at Microsoft. So, and as you said, I'm taking over and I'm continuing on my side as well. I'll present a little bit more on what, why, and how. So I'll try to be very practical and also very precise. But to begin with, let me start with just the portfolio and overview of how many Dynamics 365 schools, including ERP side and CRM side, we do have available coming from Microsoft. So as you saw, there are many things where Microsoft is leading on CRM perspective. And this is great to have among the finance, supply chain management, among the Business Central, all the ERP schools. We do have many CRM products, which sometimes not all of the partners who are not dealing with that on a daily basis are that much familiar. So, of course, the most popular CRM or customer engagement applications are sales app, then customer service app. Those are the most common or most known. But alongside of that, you also can see, and also Michal was presenting customer insights, marketing, which are becoming a mutual product, a bundled product. I'll talk about it more afterwards. But also there is a field service product available as for a frontline workers to support the workers who are in the field doing something, fixing something, and so on. Could be combined with guides with extra features and functionalities, as well as with remote assist functionalities if such are required, and as well marketing application and few others. On the top of the slide, you can see all of those products I'm talking about right now. But at the same time, then in the middle, the attached licensing is available for all of the customers who already have made an investment to Dynamics 365 cloud licensing. So this gives a great opportunity to all of the partners to upsell, cross-sell, and enrich the end customer features and functionality with extra portfolio and extra applications. If, for example, the customer uses Business Central or Finance and Supply Chain Management, and the same user does need extra functionalities for customer service or sales. Sales are most common, right? So you can, with a very low fee, add and enrich that functionality and support end customer in their digital transformation and sales automation moving forward with attached licensing. So this gives you a very good window where to and how to position extra workloads and extra applications if there is a need, or also if you are trying to create that need for your customers. So moving from the basic, I would like to share this metrics. So on the left, you see the base licenses, and then on the columns above, at the top, you can see what type of licenses could be attached to what type of a product. So as an example, now the good news are that I would say, especially for ERP side, now products as F&O and Business Central are quite equal, because previously for Business Central only sales professional and customer service professional licenses were available as attached licenses. But from now on, this is already possible and available. Both essential and premium Business Central licenses can have attached sales enterprise and customer service enterprise functionality for the very small fee to move forward and proceed forward with that. So this gives an opportunity, an equal opportunity for any ERP system to enhance the functionality together with those applications. So pointing this out because this was not available previously. So one way or the other, I will not really explain what is attached to what, but then you can see it yourselves here on the metrics. And if you'll have any further questions, you can always reach out to Companial, and we are there, and we are going to be able to support you and explain you how to proceed further with that. But the most important part, that this gives you an attractive pricing, an attractive way into adding extra features, extra functionalities to your end customers. As previously mentioned, a small highlight and a quick highlight regarding the customer insights. So customer insights is becoming a bundle of the products, which are going to have two features. So one is going to call customer insights data, the other one customer insights journeys, which is currently known as marketing application. That bundle should allow you to save 40% of the price if compared to the standalone products, separate products. as well. Why I'm maybe just to highlight the customer insights journeys, meaning Dynamics 365 for marketing application as known right now. This webinar was set by and based on Dynamics 365 marketing application, meaning that also a customer journey is being set up automatically. How we are going to send you invitation, how the invitation was sent, how we are going to send you automated reply after the webinar with a follow-up items as well. Then how we are scoring the lead in order to automate the lead scoring, which could be transferred to opportunities, and then other sales people could take it over for a further follow-up. So this everything is being set on the marketing application, and we and Companial are heavily and actively using this. And we do have this under our belt as capabilities, technical capacity and capabilities on supporting you as a partner as well into helping you to start using Dynamics 365 for marketing. And I'll tell you more how you can practically start with that a little bit later, but then just emphasizing that if there's any end customer support, required support, or even on your own need, you can always reach out to us as well just to ask for help, and we'll be there to support you. So once we cover the basics and couple of nuances, compare kind of from licensing perspective, let me tell you why it is attractive and why this is the right time to start investing or start developing a workload, extra workload if you are not still yet into CRM, or why it is a good time to accelerate and how to accelerate. So starting from October 1st, so just in a couple of days, right, we are going to have a new incentive scheme, which is in favor of sales enterprise product. So as you see, the incentives are not changing that much, but previously there were accelerators available for customer service and sales professional only, but now we are going to have, at least for sales enterprise, extra 10% incentive, which are going to support you, and there will be an extra motivation to basically sell this product alongside of the Business Central as well. So have in mind, if you combine those two, you are really maximizing the available incentives moving forward. Next to these core incentives as well, extra customer ad accelerator is available for first 12 months, so 20% more, and this is applicable for any business application product. You will be earning 20% more, and all the incentives are extra on the top of the margin you are receiving from CSP channel, from ordinary transaction of the licensing, right? So this is Microsoft extra motivation available for you to take it and then basically motivate you in order to invest towards that. Next to incentives, Microsoft is also supporting partners and end customers in doing potential activities together. So each business application workload is almost available to be nominated and requested for funding for delivering multiple activities. It could be envisioning workshop, business value assessment, or solution assessment, meaning migrating from existing on-prem solution or whatsoever. And it's not only for CRM, but also as we are talking about CRM, you can see that connected sales and marketing sales play is also included. At the same time, if you are going to do a demo, you can request Microsoft investment to have it covered, so you could make a pre-sales free of charge for your end customer in order to motivate them even more. You can see a little bit more details, what type of products based on what type of sales plays are supported. So on the first row, you can see that all basically all of the sales and CRM applications on at least on first two rows are covered. So therefore, you are more than welcome to file a request towards the Microsoft if you meet, of course, the qualification criteria and you do have a sufficient opportunity with sufficient annual contract value, you can request Microsoft support to fund it, so you could support the end customer with particular activities. And then I mentioned a couple of the activities, and a couple of the activities are available only with Microsoft Catalyst. So now I'm explaining a little bit more how you can start and how could you begin with if you don't really execute it and still don't have that knowledge. So how could you grow the knowledge? So I'm really highlighting the Microsoft Catalyst business methodology, which you could utilize and get upskilled and uptrained. Kind of a go register, because then you will get trained, and there are great on-demand trainings available, so that you could start even getting the materials regarding the envisioning workshop, about the business value assessment. So it's a great tooling to adopt your sales techniques, and this is applicable for any of the workload. So I highly kind of invite you to explore it and really utilize the available knowledge and available materials, readiness materials, what Microsoft is providing. And then on the side, how to get it more practical as well. So most of the partners are very well aware that Microsoft legacy competencies are fading away, and it's being replaced by solution designations. And solution designations do include cloud benefits, formerly known as internal use right licenses. And you can see that there are many partner sandboxes are available for ERP, for marketing, for sales insights, for guides, for customer service as well. And also, not only the demo licenses are available, not only sandbox licenses, but also commercial internal use rights licenses, such for Business Central. But this is not the highlight. I would like to highlight Sales Enterprise, also Customer Service Enterprise license, Customer Insights, and the application which I mentioned, Marketing as well. So if you do qualify for the solution designation, you can get free of charge licenses, use it for your own commercial benefit, and start in such very useful, very easy, practical way. Start from inside, adopt it, and then start offering that to end customers. Moreover, if there are troubles with the solution designation, what you can do, you can order at least the partner sandbox licenses. Those are very much discounted. If a link is required, we'll share you a link, but also just so you know that such option is available. Then also kind of a last thing from Companial side regarding the readiness. Also, we do provide various readiness activities. Either you need an examination preparation, or you just want to learn more about customer insight journeys. You can. I'm inviting you to explore our academy. You can order some instructor-led trainings, or just some free of charge insights as well, and kind of a free of charge webinars, what we are doing in order to inform you about how those products could be utilized in one way or the other. So with that, a quick summary from my side, just so you to capture everything. So there are nice tools available for partners to expand their portfolio in CRM workload. There are great incentives available, and also pre-sale support available by Microsoft. So why not to do it? Basically, you are getting the full support along the way. And as well, there are internal use rights available, demo licenses available, and please utilize Microsoft readiness activities and trust Companial to support you along the way. With that, I am switching to Maris, and together with Digital Mind, not long ago, it's probably less than a year or more kind of approximately a year ago, we started designing a interesting, let's say, solution to end customer who approached and requested something, right? But okay, I won't steal the thunder, so Marius will talk more. How do we collaborate together in order to drive digital transformation at customers with also customer engagement and customer experience solutions? So please, Marius, take it over from here.
Thank you, Germantas. Also, thank you to Michal for the presentation. I think very good insights from both of your presentations about where the product is going, where the market is going, and actually one takeaway from Michal's presentation was that that part about market trends. Because to be honest, when we decided to invest in a CRM business line, growing a big CRM business line on our organization, we actually took a look on those market trends, and they are like speaking for themselves. It's obvious that we should go there and you should invest in a CRM business line because there is so huge potential in the market, and now we are here. So yeah, but before I go into the presentation, so I will next 10 to 15 minutes try to tell you quickly about one exciting project where we are not only implementing a great solution with Companial together, but also growing the Digital Mind team and its expertise. So how this journey began and where we currently, what are the future plans in this aspect. But before I jump in, a quick introduction of myself and the organization. So my name is Māris Miezītis. I'm partner and member of the management board of Digital Mind Group. Over the almost 19 years with the company, I've been a consultant, project manager, solution architect, worked with different industries, banking, finance, insurance, and manufacturing. A lot of interesting long-term projects with the larger organizations in our region, with a huge expertise in document management, process automation, and lately also focusing on business applications. I'm also putting here that I'm a musician for more than 20 years, and this means that I'm looking for long-term relationships as it is with my musician career. The same applies also to our customers. We are also always trying to establish long-lasting, both side beneficial relationships, and I think the same is also with the partners. We started with Companial like 3 years ago, but this intensive project started, as Germans already said, a bit less than a year ago. And now in next slides, before quickly also about Digital Mind, in a couple of minutes I will tell you about that story, how it began and where are we currently. So Digital Mind is organization currently located in 4 geographic locations in all the 3 Baltic countries and Poland, with 4 offices in all capital cities. The main business currently is business applications, especially ERP solutions, which is our core business currently, but also focusing on different areas as well. So as we are putting this currently, there are 4 pillars of Digital Mind. The first one is enterprise content management, where actually we started. The Digital Mind story started almost 20 years ago. Then it naturally converted also and added on top of that intelligent process automation, different solutions including RPA, like robotic process automation, and recently also Microsoft provided the capability to do that with Power Automate solutions. Then, of course, not so far from Power Automate, we have other solutions under the Power Platform umbrella, which is Power Apps, which is also our core currently business. We are trying to grow as quickly as possible. But the last, of course, not the least, actually the largest one currently in our Digital Mind organization is ERP and growing business line of CRM solutions. Some of the customer names you can see, but the main takeaway from this slide is that we are focusing on different industries, not focusing on one specific. Is it in banking, finance, or insurance, manufacturing, also some government sector-owned companies, telco or retail, and other services. So now to the story. That story actually began last year, and quickly about the customer profile. This is a relatively new financial institution operating for a couple of years already in a pension fund business. And the company was looking for a solution application that can serve for their sales managers. And we decided to go in that project with the Power Apps. And then after that project, customer decided to also invest and open the bank. So now they are building a bank. And of course, for the bank, there are a lot of requirements, a lot of systems needed, including CRM, where we decided to go together with Companial. So how this journey started. So once again, last summer was this small, let's put it like a proof of concept project with Power Apps. We did this project completely on our own because we already had the Power Applications, Power Apps competence in-house. So we can do that without any external assistance, and we covered this project, I would say, pretty good, and it was success. Later last year, like almost a year ago, a customer decided to engage in pre-sales activities with to look for a CRM solution for their bank needs. And we decided that this is the part where we have to step one head forward. But in this case, we lack this in-house knowledge, expertise. So where do we look? We look for the closest one bridge to the Microsoft, which is Companial. We asked for the help for our partners in Companial. And surprise, surprise, we have a good cooperation there. We have consultants, developers who can help with that CRM journey with the customer. So in September, we engaged in pre-sales activities, and I would say in November, we started already the first part of the project, which was just having interviews. So why we actually decided to go in that project? Internally, as you remember from the customer list, from myself, from the experience, we already have like market experience, how to work with banks, with large financial institutions, and almost most of our customers are large or mid-large organizations, meaning that we know how to work with them, how to deal, what are their pain points, and how we can help to build a story together, successful story, hopefully, and long-term lasting relationship, as I mentioned before. So we knew how to deal with those customers, but we lacked some technical background information about the product. So this is where we engaged with Companial, and we lacked the specific solution experience, Dynamics 365 sales. But together with Companial, with our expertise, with how to work with the banks, and Companial expertise with the specific product, we were actually able to already shape the potential solution, how it should look like in the future, and how the project will be done. So we started with a couple of interviews with the customer together. We worked already side by side, Companial and the Digital Mind. From customer perspective, that was one touch point. Is a Digital Mind on Companial. This is like a joint team that we're coming to the organization and having those interviews. And at the end of last year, we finished the first phase where we just shaped the solution, provided more details how the implementation project should look like, what are the needs from resource perspective, how the implementation should look like from technical perspective, what are the technical requirements and everything else. And again, together with Companial, because we still didn't have that in-house team to cover those technical parts, we were able to engage also in the implementation project. So we had some implementation knowledge of Power Platform in general, but not specifically with the sales or customer service, which was currently in this project in the scope. But together we were able to quickly gain this in-house also knowledge. And initially, when we started this project, our mutual agreement with Companial was that, okay, we currently have like small team in-house, but and with lacking some specific knowledge with the specific product, and Companial is helping us to grow this in-house capabilities. And in a couple of months, we should switch this proportion of effort in the project. That Digital Mind can have like a larger projects also independently. And also why we engaged with Companial, that we can feel more safe in the project, to also avoid some rookie mistakes, which are usually happening when you are having the first project with specific solution which you have never seen before. And where we are currently. So almost 9 months in the project, even though that in-house team or capabilities have grown, the project scope has also grown. And also after 1 year in the project, Companial team is active member of the project. So we are working together. A lot of new requirements are coming in, and we are together building a new bank, which is, I think, a very exciting story, and will be the same also for many months in the future. We of course gained internal knowledge, and currently we already are engaging in projects without Companial. So this is the proven fact that we have grown in terms of expertise in-house. So we are currently able to deal with the smaller CRM projects independently. But of course, I still think that there will be other CRM deals where we will feel more safe in the future, also together with the Companial, where we are side by side, working together with the large CRM cases in our region. Also, in the project, we started with the idea that this will be only a sales and customer service solution. But of course, now we already see that in the future we need to think about, and already are thinking and talking with the customer about other Dynamics 365 products. Already mentioned today this customer insights, the previously known as marketing, and maybe some other solutions. So growing together with the Companial and the project is really beneficial for us, also for the customer, because we have combined forces, knowing the industry, knowing those products. And as you can see, project is ongoing and will be for many months in the future as well. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. Once again, this is me. So in case if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Marius, so much. And thanks you for making great emphasis on the part which is basically in order to start a new workload, it's possible, then that experience you can transfer to other customers, and that's how you establish new workload and new basically areas for developing the business. And at the same time, it's very nice correlated with Michal's introduction, because also what Michal was presenting, that banking is one of the financial industries who are picking it up the fastest. It's also correlating right here. And then starting with sales, then customer service, expanding to other workloads. Also for customer service, as much as I recall, there is a digital calling features being enabled there. So it's not only pure simple customer service scenarios, but way more advanced ones. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And with that, I'm giving the word to Raimondas, who is leading the team, who is behind the Digital Mind, supporting their end customer request, and to share a little bit more on how Companial practically and what we do practically more around customer engagement applications. So with that, please, Raimondas, word is yours.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much, Marius, for this nice presentation. A few words about myself. I'm Raimondas Muslevičius. I'm leading a team within Companial, which are dedicated for the projects, for the delivery issues related with Dynamics 365 apps, either Power Platform solution. And actually, what I'm just listening to Marius' presentation, I just thought that what Marius is saying, it's very well expressed in Companial mission statement. Our mission statement is saying that empowering every Dynamics partner to exceed expectations. And I think that this example of Marius showing very well that really together we can really exceed expectations and provide new opportunities, unlock those opportunities for our Companial partners. Just listening to all presentations, I'm just thinking that this first slide is a bit cheating on you, because I see that this slide, which was prepared several months ago, it is already a bit outdated, because I see that marketing, it is still present, but actually after presentation, we could say that this is already not marketing, it has changed name. And I think that this is some kind of small reflection that how rapidly everything is changing. This is especially with Microsoft products. This ecosystem is changing so fast. Just before our meeting, before our webinar, I looked into Release Planner. There is some tool where you can see what kind of new features will be delivered from Microsoft on separate products. So let's say I saw that for marketing, upcoming features is 19, in sales 14, in customer service 27. It seems like not so much, but from other point of view, when we look into your initial poll, where you can see that quite a big amount of our participants today, webinar participants, are ERP working colleagues. So it means that I guess that this is mostly BC partners who are working with ERP solutions. So for BC, those upcoming features is 113. So it's really amazing amount of changes which are happening. And I believe that it's difficult to cope with everything. So my suggestion, my proposal, my advice would be for the ERP partners, let's focus to where you are the best. So don't lose your focus. If you are losing focus, so then you can provide high quality service. For you, it's really good to understand what is new happening within your area. But if you need to get some experience in other workloads, so there is Companial, where we can support you, because really Companial could join your team, could join your project, and then enable for you to take this project and also enable for you to learn something from this new project if you would like to get those new knowledge, new experience from other workloads which could be involved in the same project. So what is also important, I would say, safe was mentioned, feel safe was mentioned by Marius during his presentation. I mean, also what Companial partner could feel safe about the cooperation together with Companial. This is that we are not working with end customers. We are support for Dynamics partners. So this is really safe solution for you to jump into the project with new workload where you do not have competence, either to grow your competence working together, learning by doing in such complex project. So this is really secure way. We are not competing with your customer, and you are satisfying those growing customer needs by delivering projects together with Companion. As I see that our time is really flying, so just the last slide. This is areas where our team is focusing. We also not covering all this big map of separate Dynamics applications. We are focusing from CE area, we are focusing to field services, project operation, marketing, definitely customer service and sales is in our focus. But actually we have several model-driven apps where we are focusing, we are supporting our partners. Also, we really good with Power Pages, Power Automate solution, and Power Apps. So this is like a major things which could extend ERP or BC functionalities for our customers. I think this is really good ground for you to think about new projects, new workloads, and then cooperate together with Companion in new projects and gain those exceeded expectations.
Yeah, ideally, if there is any end customer need already, so don't let it slip. Take it. Let's and we can drive that discussion together and see how to proceed further. So inviting everyone to do so. With that, the couple of last things just to finish. If you were interested and you would like to discuss it further, feel free to schedule a call together with Companion so we can kind of investigate on what type of support is possible. Then if you're planning to participate during EMEA Directions event in France, in Lyon, then you are more than welcome as well. We can meet there together with myself, Raimondas, and my colleagues to explore the potential collaboration. And moreover, let me invite you to our upcoming webinar on October 19th, where we are going to talk a little bit more and in more details with updates regarding Dynamics 365. Other than that, we wish you a nice rest of the day. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all the speakers. And we do hope that you are taking away a lot of ideas and maybe a bit of curiosity and the braveness to start exploring and expanding your workloads to CRM if this is not something what you do yet. With that, thank you so much and wish you a nice rest of the day again. Thank you and bye.
Bye.